Hi students, myself Maheshwari from CSC department. I belongs to MUR College of Engineering and Technology. Deal the subject operating system for 3rd BTech first semester. Today I start the class section of 6th, which is nothing but process concept. This process management. So overall process concept will be involved. Today objectives are monolithic versus microkernel and program. What is the program? Process thread. Interrupts, process states, how many process states are there, and process scheduling, process in Unix and process in Windows. So all these objectives we learn in this section of class 6. See here there is a picture monolithic kernel. As earlier class I introduced the process management. In this process management it has the monolithic kernel is there. Kernel which is nothing but it is a heart of the computer operating system. It is an interface to communicate to computer hardware and software. So here there is the hardware and the softwares are apps. See here the picture in keen observation. So see that in down the hardware abstraction layer, most modern operating systems have the hardware abstraction layer. In that extension of add devices and devices drivers, interrupt handler and boot and init process are involved in this hardware abstraction layer. We have two security module and service module. So whatever the file system we can take in, that will be storage at a safe mode, we can use the security module, and service module, whatever the features we can add it to improve the file system, those all are in service module is there. So see here it is a application protocol interface. In this application protocol interface having the file system, mostly with the process will learn the work having the file. As previous class I said you, so they have the file system. In that file system having memory management and process management. So whatever the network supported, that supported will be all in this file system. So those all are communicate to interface of applications, which is nothing but software. Here the monoclinic kernel, as earlier as said, it is the interface of software and hardware. So here the softwares are applications and hardware approaches are abstract layers in our modern OS. Okay, in between the interface will act as application interface by using of monolithic kernel. Do you understand? Okay, see here again, this is the monolithic kernel. And microkernel, what does mean the microkernel? The name itself micro means it can do the simple operations. In each and every operation having the processor and network support and security modules are in there. So each and every app will be managed by the memory app of file system. Here the basic message passings are extensions and add devices and device drivers, interrupt handlers, boot init. So those all are in hardwares. Those will be communicate in the app by using of process management and memory management in the case of file system. Okay, see here. So I said the process, which is nothing but the task completion of program, that we can call as a process. In this program, what is meant by program? A program which is nothing but a task or work, we can call it as a program. Okay, the series of commands, instructions only, usually not data, stored on disk, copied into memory, can be used by many users and process at the same time, also called as a software. It includes shell scripts and batch files also there. So a program which is nothing but it having the sub programs also. So on that purpose it can access the batch files and shell scripts also uses, and it have the commands initially and instructed by the instructions only. Those instructions are arithmetic instructions, logical instructions, multiple and next shift instructions. Those instructions will be carried on that program and stored in the disk, and it will be copied in memory and can used by many users and process at the same time. So process, what is meant by process? A process which is nothing but variables point to instruction plus data loaded in memory, that we can call as a process. process, which is nothing but a variable point into instruction plus data loading in memory, that we can call as a process. A process consists of context. It contains all the process state information. Those are stored in memory control block. Those whatever the state information is stored, that is in told that process control block. One user and one program per process, also called the task. So those tasks are can called as a job for batch systems. Okay, one user and one program per process, also known as a task. Those tasks also called as or jobs for batch process. So what is meant by process context? So process context is include the program counter. In this program counter, it indicated in the next program instruction to run registers. So which is nothing but accumulator. Accumulator, which is nothing but a temporary storage, and index and address, status, general, those all are calculate the program counter. So whatever the program having the next instruction, that will be indicated as a program counter. It is simple. And stack of the subroutine return address, these subroutines call other subroutines. So value of the local and global variables pointer to open data files, use and terminal numbers in this multi-user OS. So here the pointers to open the data files by using of user and terminal number. So user and terminal, here there are two number of involvements. So those involvements we can use it as multi-user OS. So examples of process which is nothing but user process. So shells, test editors, database, background jobs. So those all are user process. For example, we can do to run some application on our mobile or on our computer. So those all are involved in user process. Okay, so by using of background jobs also with Unix. Okay, system process which is nothing but in memory management, process scheduling, demands, and mails and print servers. So those all are in system process. So whatever we can do the process in our side, that will be called as a user process, and whatever the process will done by the system side, that we can call as a system process. As simply thread. So as earlier I said, what is meant by thread? Thread which is nothing but a lightweight process, or it is called as a subprograms also. A little bit private memory is shared into subdevices, work of process. Thread are managed by the process. Okay, reduce high overhead for creating. See here, a thread which is nothing but a lightweight process. Here we can use the thread because of some large amount of data. For example, large or complex of program will run in a same program, we can use the threads. The large program will be divided into subprograms. How many programs? The large program is divided into subprograms. Those subprograms will be indicated to dividers work of the process. The thread are managed by the process to reduce a high over for the creating of process and context switching here. Okay, so in Java was designed to write the thread based programs. So in Java, in your Java you can write thread based subprograms. For example, a complex program having the operations, arithmetic operation, arithmetic operations, logical operations, shift operations is there. So a single program is we say in it is a lengthy program. So we can divide into subprograms. Each program is small and it is executed very easily. If there is any interrupt, we can clear out the interrupt or problem. So as a simple program, on that purpose we can use the threads here. And thread components. What are the threads components? At minimum every thread has its own program, that is program counter, stack, program, text. Program counter. In this program counter, the program counter which is nothing but it having the next instruction to count, that we can call as a program counter. Stack is here it is a storage purpose we can use, and program text will be shared with other threads. Each process has a frame to hold its local variables, and heap is the objectives in shared by all threads. Here the heap function is occur in your components. Use of thread. Here the uses of threads are servers, network servers, time sharing, real-time factory control. Servers which is used in database, mails, print, etc. One thread per client request. And network server is one thread per connection, and time sharing is one thread per user. Real-time factors controls are one thread per device. Those all are in uses of threads. And interrupt. Here the signal CPU request services. So the CPU postpones its work to handle interrupt. The interrupt handler routines are part of OS code. This OS code switches modes user to supervisor. Interrupts are prioritized. So whatever the program we can run in our computer or in our section, the program having the interrupt which is nothing but having the bugs. So those bugs are handled by interrupt handler. Those interrupt handler is a part of operating system code. In that operating system code, operating system switches modes are involved users and supervisors. So whatever the users involvement having to supervise our computer to interrupt are prioritized. Which interrupt will be clear out first. Okay, the stack are used to store multiple interrupt levels. The program can mask, sometimes interrupt other unmaskable. So here the program can mask means if it is the mask, it is a ignore, and other unmaskable programs are to avoid losing data. Examples of interrupts are key pressed, long key pressed, and disk or other IO task finished, system clocks, all are the examples of interrupts. The software interrupts. In these software interrupts, all are called trap or exceptions. Okay, the processor interrupt by program. Here it is example for that. The software interrupts are divisible by 0, error, and bus error, array out of bounds, buffer overflow. Those all are the software interrupts. And context switching. In this context switching, the preserve state of current program process start or restart another process to perform by the dispatcher OS component. When this change contains overhead, load takes CPU time. Overhead cost takes CPU time. The process prioritized by properties. The process state. So here we learn how many states are in process. If we execute the program to initial stage to final stage, those all are involving some states are here. Those are runnable, block, new, suspended, terminated. Runnable means here running process we can call as a runnable. Only one per processor is called as running. And ready state means waiting for it turns to run. So it will be waiting because the resource is not occur of the process. On that purpose, the process will be used to wait for resource. So if the resource is in getting the process, then it will be turned to run state. So that we can call it as a run ready state here. And blocked. Explicit, implicit, and blocked. Explicit means if it get the example of wait until a child terminates, so it is a explicit. Okay, implicit means it have the read, so then it is a implicit. And blocked by another process. Okay, so those all are in blocked state. And new, not yet allowed to the wait its turn, so it is the initial state we can call as a new. And suspended means, for example, swap the virtual memory, so on that purpose it will be suspended. Okay, and terminated, finish but still using resources. It will be finished but still using resources. See the picture here. This is the process state diagram. You can understand here easily. See, first of all, read the data, and block is there, and ready to suspended, block suspended is there. So whatever the data we entry by using of HLS, so the data entry is in ready state. That ready state will be dispatched to running state in the middle running. That running state will be in terminated or suspended or timeout or IO wait or blocked. So those all are the functionalities are involving in running. See here, first of all we send the process in entry state, it will be read it. So if the reading will be dispatched to running state, that running is having the in IO wait, input output wait. If it is blocked, then IO completion will be moved to ready state. Okay, if it is dispatched, then the running state is terminated, so there is no operation. If it is dispatched, the ready state of file is dispatched, the running is suspended, so it will be moved to ready to suspended, then it will be resume to ready. Okay, resume to ready. Then if resume to ready, then it is again suspended, again it will be moved to resume to ready and dispatch running IO wait. Okay, if the block means if the block is suspended, then block suspended, it will be moved to the state. It will be complete IO completion. IO completion. This IO completion also ready to suspended. Okay, all of you understand. If the ready entry file will be read in running state, then it is blocked. If it is resume or suspended, then it will be blocked to suspended. The IO completion. This IO completion is ready to suspended if it is moved to ready state for resuming. Okay, all these things of cyclic process is done in a process state diagram. And scheduling. Why we use the scheduling? The process having the number of resources, so and number of priorities is there, on the times we can determine the sequence and conflicts objectives. So having that the process time to use the CPU, we can divide it as a scheduling. Okay, to assign each and every process having time to use of CPU, on that purpose we can use the scheduling. So here the determined sequence by using of order timing when it will be happen. And conflicting objects, if the number of processes will be moved to CPU at a time, there is a conflicting will be occur. So needed compressed scheduling levels, here we level this to discussed in this schedulings are high level, medium levels and low level. In a high level, whether to admit a new process, that we can call as a high level. Medium level, suspended or resume a process, we can call as a scheduling levels. And low level, dispatched or a run ready to process, we can call as a scheduling process. Scheduling objectives: maximize throughput, give a user fair not equal chance, provide tolerable performance, responsible time for online users, turnaround time for batch users. So degrade performance gracefully, okay to be slow but avoid a complete collapse, be constant and predictable over time. Those all are scheduling objectives. How we scheduling criteria? These scheduling criteria are priority, which may either both assigned to job by user and determined by the properties of job. Okay, these priorities may be either both assigned to job by user, determined by the properties of job, and class of job. In this class of job is real time is greater than online is greater than to batch, and resource needed are CPU, time and memory. Input output are CPU bounded. The aim is balanced. Resources already used, the time already waited. So those all are the scheduling criteria. And types of the scheduling policies. In these types there are three types. Those are primitive, non-primitive, cooperative. In this primitive, the scheduling are used by the most operating system today. OS stops one process to run another. So nowadays we all are used in primitive. And non-primitive means OS runs until the termination or IO wait. So it is the time will be taken. And cooperative used by the Windows 3.11 version. The programs must voluntarily give up the CPU, not managed by the operating system. Trust programmers. If the programmers hang, the whole PC hangs. Scheduling policies. Here the scheduling policies are first come first serve, shortest job first, shortest remaining time first, highest responsible radio next, round robin, multi-level feedback queries. So first come first serve, the name itself, whatever the first resource will be involved to process, that will be first serve. Okay, and shortest job first means whatever the process in number of process, so which one is shortest, that will be that process will be executed first. And shortest remaining time, what having the remaining time, it will be execute one after another the process are, if the shortest remaining time is less, then it will be executed. And high responsible ratio next, so the ratio value is a high responsible, then it will be executed. Round robin, it will be having the time slots and it will be circulate each and every processor to a round robin. And multi-level feedback queues means it will be use the queues for using of feedback queues of multi-levels. See here, first come first serve, it is also a first in first out also. The process waiting longest in the first in queue, and it favors long jobs. Those are the high run time, waiting time ratio. The favors CPU bound shops, IO devices underused. Those all are in first come first serve. And shortest job next. In this shortest job, run job with the shortest estimated runtime, and long job may be delay indefinitely. And GCL commands, command line, Java command line commands can specify a runtime. Those all are in shortest job first. And shortest remaining time means run job shortest remaining time, and high favors short jobs. Long jobs used by delay indefinitely. Required estimated total runtime, required messaging elapsed runtime. Those all are in shortest remaining time. Highest response ratio time. Here P equal to, we can calculate P equal to time waiting plus time runs by time runtime. Okay, the priority based on two factors, the favor shorter jobs, guarantees a job cannot be staggered. So those all are in highest responsible for ratio next. Round robin, the name itself round robin means each process give a time slot slice pre-assumption at the end of the time quantum. Hardware time interrupts, and after running go back to the queue and use it most interactive operating system. How large should each time slot slice be, and how small and large? If it is a small, the high contest switch overhead. If it is a large, the user responsible time is reduced. In practice, about 10 to 20 minutes per seconds. This is the round robin, about round robin. Multi-level feedback queues. Here the multi-level feedback queues, these are separate queues for different priorities. Those separate queues are new process after timeouts. So these new process are level 1 for 4, it is highest, and after time level it is level 2 4, and it is the smallest. And the lowest level is round robin, adapts to past process behavior. High CPU usage to reduce the access level. Long process mistrial, if wait time is longer, promote increase the slice. And Unix process creation. Here the personal in this PID of initial 0, and it is scheduled as the process scheduler. If PID is 1, init of the other process, ancestor of the other process. Daemons is automatic for system admin, and getty means one per terminal. Login means let user login, and shells are let users run program. User initiated process run for the shell. So all are in Unix process creation. Unix fork. This is a fork the process, new shared process we can create it. That purpose we can use the Unix fork. So the child is the exact copy of the parent and start in some programs at the some place. Exact copy of the memory space. Those memory space are globally stack and heap objects also. So both calls to fork run a value parent fork return process id or child fork returns 0. So those are mostly the command fork is used to creating the child for the process, a new child for the process. And Unix execution. Here the execution process will involve the another process overwriting calling process in memory. So those are in load and run. The user same personal ID is not a new process. Process ID is not a new process and user after the fork to start the new process. The parent waits for the child process to finish run in the background. Do not hold up shell my program. So this is the Unix execution. And Unix scheduling. Here the scheduling will be done in 4 vectors. Those are varies with the flavor of Unix. Often dynamic priority, round robin and MFS queues. And process have a number of priorities values. Those are 0 equal to highest, 60 is lowest, 20 is initial and default. User can reduce the priority using nice. Here the nice 10 mi program, if it is, then makes the priorities 30. Okay, only super user can increases priority. The nice is 10 my program and make it is the priority of 10. So see this the factors Unix schedulings are happen in various within the favor of Unix, and process have the number of priority values. User can reduce the priority using nice. Only super user can increase the priority. These are the schedulings. And Unix PS which is nothing but program status. Here the command to display process status is, it is the hash list PIDs and TTYS CPU time name. And P dash A means all the terminals create process, and PS dash E means everything included demands, and PS F dash F means fully listed more details. PFL means long list. So all of the commands in to display the process status, to display the process status in Unix. Other Unix commands. Here the other Unix commands are top, jobs, bg, fg, et, kill, sleep. Top means the process list continuously updated, and jobs means list jobs running in current shell. bg and fg means background and foreground send jobs to, and et means here the run batch job at specified times. Kill means send signal to terminate the process. Sleep means here the pass for the some seconds. So the other Unix commands are like this. And the last process in Windows. So the Windows, what is the process will be happen. Every process treated as a thread. Process can create additional threads. So each and every process can treat it as a thread. Okay, in this Windows, and process can treated additional threads. Scheduler operators over all the threads. Each process has virtual address space. No parent child process relationships. Environment copied to a new process. So those all are in process in Windows. Dynamic link libraries, those are DLLs. Okay, dynamic link libraries. It is used for executable code routines and linked into application only to runtime, can be shared by the several programs. So the dynamic link, the name itself, it will be interface to use the and share the several programs and linked into the application at the same time of run at only on runtime, and it has the executable code routines. In starting programs, the type of the starting programs are type programs named may be filled with path. Those is MS-DOS prompt, run dialog box, explorer, and double click icon in desktop, Explorer, my computer, and click shortcut in start the program menu, quick launch. When the program computer start, auto execute .bat and conflict.system startup menu. Those are the starting programs to run in operating systems. Managing tasks. So here the operating system of the process can manage the task by using of ways to close programs. Those are control C, file, exit. Okay, close button of X, alt F4. So that the close programs, and press control alt delete the view of task manager. It having the end task. So stop non-responding programs. Control all details means again to shut down and restart the programs. So those are the managing tasks to fulfill the process. And when we system information, system information is loaded modules, name, versions, size, file data, manufacturing dot path. So those all are information will be loaded modules in exv or dll dot etc files. And running tasks are name, path, process id, priority, and versions, size, all are in running tasks. Startup programs are program, command, username, location. Those all are in startup, command, user names, and print jobs. So those all are involved in admin system information. So these all are about the process concepts. So in this process concept we learn what is a process, in that what is a program, and how we can execute the program, and what is thread we learn here, and what are the types of the process, and what are the states of the process involving to execute the process we learn here. And schedulings, how we scheduled, and what are the levels in that, and how we can give the schedulings, why the purpose of using schedulings all here. Those all are the concept we learn in this section. I hope all of you students you understand. Thank you, students.